Another glorious summer day off the shores of Lake Erie. Sunshine, blue skies, a light breeze blowing out toward right field. It's a great day to do anything and a great day to swing the bats. The ball ought to be jumping out of Progressive Field, although the pitching for both Kansas City and Cleveland to this point has been outstanding. So many times you see pitchers ahead of hitters when you break spring training and start in March and April, and part of that is also because of bad weather, cold weather. Obviously, that's not the case playing in July, and what we had seen during summer camp was that, boy, the hitters seem to be maybe ahead of the pitchers. Well, that's not been the case this weekend. We have just had dominant pitching on both sides by the Indians and Royals. And today, Carlos Carrasco is going to be on the mound and make his first Major League start in over a year. Meanwhile, the Royals are already going with a bullpen game. And part of that is they have a 13-man bullpen. But more importantly, 40% of their rotation is on the injured list due to COVID, talking about Brad Keller and Jacob Junis. And while we talk about COVID and how it is impacting our game, former Kansas City Royals star Mike Moustakas was put on the injured list by the Reds today. No reason was given, but he woke up this morning and was not feeling well, according to manager David Bell, and so that does not bode well for Mike Moustakas and the Cincinnati Reds. Meanwhile, the Miami Marlins reportedly have multiple players that have tested positive for COVID. So this is going to be an ongoing story all season long. And it'll be something that we'll keep an eye on and will certainly have an impact on who is going to be able to do what and stay in the playoff race in this 60-game schedule. Trip Gibson is your home plate umpire today. Ben May makes the calls at first. Dan Iasonia is the crew chief and the ump at second, and Andy Fletcher, the third base umpire. You know the dimensions, but if you forgot overnight, 325 down the lines, 370 to left center, 375 to right center, 400 to straightaway center, the 9-foot wall from the right field corner to straightaway center, and then from center field to the left field corner, you're talking about the 19-foot wall. And it could get peppered today if anybody doesn't bring their A game because of the beautiful summer weather that we have. The Indians and Royals, because they're members of the American League's Central Division, will play each other 10 times. And for Kansas City, the majority of those games are going to be here in Cleveland. In September, they're back here for a 4-game series. The Indians only make one trip to Kansas City for a 3-game series at the end of August and early September. It's just kind of the luck of the draw. For instance, Minnesota only plays 3 games in Cleveland. The Indians will be a target field for 7 games this year. Carlos Carrasco on the hill, the right-hander to face Whit Merrifield. Carrasco, as always, works out of the stretch. He sets and he fires, and today's first pitch is swung on and looped foul into the seats down the right side, strike one. And we're underway here at the corner of Carnegie in Ontario. 83 degrees the game time temp, bathed in sunshine and a light breeze blowing out toward right. Carrasco, 6'4", 224, now 33 years of age. Fastball, cut fastball. Curve, slider, and that split change. He works first base side of the rubber from the stretch. And the pitch to Merrifield, and he swings and sends a fly ball into rather shallow right center. And the right fielder, Domingo Santana, is there to gather it in. And Whit Merrifield is 2 for 8 in this opening series. The Indians today have Franmil Reyes in left, Bradley Zimmer in center, and Domingo Santana in right. So this is not their best outfield defensively, but they get some thumpers in the lineup. Meanwhile, Carlos Santana at first, Xavier Hernandez at second, Frankie Lindor at short, Yu Chang is at third, and Sandy Leon behind the plate. Here's shortstop Adalberto Mondesi taking a strike. Switch hitter batting left-handed, 0 for 8 with 4 strikeouts in the series. But he's healthy, and that's the good news for the Royals. Carrasco brings the hands up near the chin and delivers outside. And that fastball is 94 miles an hour, and it's wide, but velocity is the key here. Carrasco has had trouble maintaining his velocity consistently from inning to inning, and the Indians will watch that carefully. Takes the deep breath as he gets the sign from Leon. And Carrasco's 1-1 to Mondesi, and it's fouled upstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. Carlos Carrasco, by now you know the story. Just fought fatigue for much of the early part of last year before it was discovered that he had leukemia. And he was out 3 months in his battle with leukemia and with treatment. When he did come back, the Indians worked him out of the bullpen. The pitch, and it's upstairs, a ball 2-2. This is his first start in the major leagues since May 30th of a year ago. And boy, he is another key piece to this puzzle for the Indians if he can get back to beating the dominant Carrasco. Now the 2-2. Swung on, fouled off, third base side. We'll do it again at 2-2. For Carlos Carrasco, feels great. Sometimes the energy is not quite there. And again, you're going here kind of with an unscripted plan, because how many people have ever dealt with leukemia and played in the major leagues? The 2-2. And strike 3 called on a backdoor breaking ball, and a beauty. Mondesi is out looking. First strikeout for Carrasco, and 2 down in the first inning for Kansas City. No score for the DH, Jorge Soler. Boy, the Indians have now racked up 25 strikeouts in the first 2 games. And now Carlos Carrasco adds 1 here in inning number 1. Soler 1 for 6 with a home run yesterday. Righty-righty matchup, 2 outs, nobody on, no score. Soler with a beauty of a breaking ball for strike 1. So a good sign here in the early going. Carrasco has thrown both his curve and slider for strikes, and that fastball in the mid-90s. Carrasco's ready, and the pitch. And another good breaking ball and a lock-up pitch for strike 2. That time the slider. And Soler just froze. Jorge Soler, 48 bombs a year ago, a new Kansas City club record. Led the American League in home runs. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Chased the slider down and away. And what a start for Carrasco. An 11-pitch inning with a couple of strikeouts to boot. The Royals.
I'm here to stay.
On WTAM 1100.
Bottom half of inning number 1, and the Indians will see a plethora of relief pitching today. Kansas City with a bullpen game. As we go to the home half of inning number 1, no score. And the start today goes to Ronald Bolaños. Bolaños is a native of Cuba, a right-hander. He'll work first base side of the rubber, and he too will work out of the stretch. First batter, Cesar Hernandez, and the pitch is inside a ball. Switch hitter Hernandez batting left-handed, 2 for 8 with an RBI. Bolaños features a fastball, cut fastball, and a sinker, curve slider change. The pitch swung on, fouled upstairs to the third base side, and the count 1-1. He throws hard, mid-90s kind of guy, and they got him from San Diego 10 days ago. Franchi Cordero, who's in right field, also came in that trade from San Diego. Now the pitch, a swing and a weak chopper to the second baseman. Backing up into the outfield is Merrifield. Throw just in time. Boy, oh boy, Whit Merrifield doesn't know how quick Hernandez is. He backed up into shallow outfield for one more hop, and it almost became an infield hit for Cesar Hernandez, who led the National League last year with 25 infield hits. Good hustle, and it almost resulted in a hit. One down for Jose Ramirez. He's DHing today with Yu Chang playing third. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Bolaños delivering, and the fastball is up, ball 1. Alex Gordon in left, Brett Phillips patrols center, and Franchi Cordero in right. Michael Franco at first, Whit Merrifield at second, Adalberto Mondesi at short, Eric Mejia at third. Salvador Perez has caught all 3 games. Slider is up and away, and a 2-0 count on Ramirez, who's 2 for 7 with an RBI in the series. Royals put 3 on the right side of the infield. The next offering, and it's swung on a little weak cue shot to third. Mejia in on the grass, gloves it wide throw, and Ramirez eluded the tag. Coming toward home plate to catch that wide throw was Franco, and Jose Ramirez went into fair territory to elude the tag, and that'll be an error on the throw by Eric Mejia. That was as routine as it gets. So the Indians catch a break, and the Indians have a base runner with 1 down here in the first inning. No score for Frankie Lindor. That is the first error in this series by either team. Frankie Lindor, the switch hitter, will bat left-handed. Frankie blamed himself for yesterday's game, and he had a tough game. He had a chance to do a lot of damage late in the game with men on base, and he just didn't come through. And manager Terry Francona was saying this morning before the manager's interview that Frankie's been trying to hit 8-run home runs. Those are hard to come by. The pitch. He checks and takes a strike. Frankie and a lot of the Indians hitters a little anxious right now. And according to Tito, they just need to calm down. They've been just chasing everything, especially the ball down and out of the strike zone. Must force the pitcher to bring it up and throw strikes. And it's only a matter of time before that will occur. Frankie Lindor 1 for 9 this weekend. Royals shift 3 on the right side of the infield. Outfield deep and around toward right just a bit. The pitch, and it's in there, a strike. Good fastball at 96, and the count 0-2. Bolaños and Cordero came from San Diego 10 days ago for veteran relief pitcher Tim Hill. Hill's pretty good lefty, funky guy, sidewinder. But Kansas City got 2 kids for him. Bolaños with the pitch, and it's fouled upstairs. And the count stays 0-2. Right now, Dayton Moore and his outstanding front office, they're trying to accumulate as much young talent as they can. We saw yesterday with Brady Singer, boy, they've got some really good young pitching on the way, and they'll get this thing turned around in a hurry. Now the 2-strike pitch. Swing and a foul at the plate, still 0-2. The Royals, after that incredible run in 14 and 15, back-to-back World Series, lost in Game 7 to the Giants in 14, then beat the Mets for the title in 15. Now they've had back-to-back 100-loss seasons. The 2-strike pitch. Swing and a foul back. Lindor fought off a slider. And this is a much better at-bat for Frankie Lindor. More under control. He's down in the count 0-2, but he's fought off some pretty good 2-strike pitches. No score. Tribe batting first inning. 1 out, 1 on. Bolaños, hands resting at the belt, delivers. Lindor waves at a curveball and strikes out. So Bolaños has his first strikeout. 2 down here in the first, and Carlos Santana, the batter, switch hitting first baseman, will swing it left-handed. He is 0 for 6. Now the Indians struck out 15 times themselves yesterday. Hey, to get your best deal on any new or used car, go to Sunnyside Honda at I-71 and Pearl Road in Middleburg Heights, or check out all of their inventory and their current specials online at sunnysidehonda.com. The pitch. Curve in the dirt, blocked by Perez, ball 1. Dollar Bank is proud to be the official retail bank of the Indians. Dollar Bank is excited to welcome baseball back and is looking forward to an exciting season. Royals leave here, and they'll fly to Detroit. And the Indians await the Chicago White Sox, who are playing the Minnesota Twins this weekend. Shift again employed, 3 on the right side for Santana. Bolaños sets, fires to first, and back with the dive is Ramirez, who is a threat to run. Jose Ramirez may not look like a base stealer, but he swiped 24 a year ago. He had 34 steals 2 seasons ago. He got a pretty good lead. The pitch. Off speed, down and away, and the count 2-0. And when you're scuffling to score runs, this is when you try to push the envelope, maybe try to make something happen. Well, Kansas City's outfield plays everybody deep. The next offering, swing and a miss. He took a shot at the second deck in right, and that's part of the problem. Indians hitters have to get back to using the whole field and not try to go for the tape measure job. 2-1 the count. Ramirez looks like he'd like to run at some point here in this at-bat. Bolaños comes to the plate, misses in. And a good hitter's count now for Santana. 3 balls and a strike. The Indians have only scored 4 runs and have had 9 hits in the 2 ball games. Indians have not hit a home run in their first 2 games. The 3-1 off speed, and he missed outside with it, and so a walk. And Santana has a good at bat. He had over 100 walks last year. So Ramirez heads to second. Santana's at first. 2 down for Franmil Reyes, off to a slow start. Reyes 1 for 8. He's in left field today. Kind of hard if you're Terry Francona when you're putting a lineup together and it's a bullpen game that the opposition is throwing at you. You're not going to put your lineup together based on who's starting because Bolaños may only work 1 inning. 2 out, 2 on, no score in the first. The pitch. Swung on, hammered high and deep to left. Down the line it goes. It is a foul ball. That was majestic, but it hooked foul. Looked like for a moment there, it just might stay inside the foul pole. Now Terry Francona may want to have this reviewed to see if indeed it was fair or foul. This is not a managerial review. This is home runs can be reviewed to see if they're fair or foul. Again, Rosie, we're at an angle up here. From here, I thought it was fair, but I didn't see a replay.
Yeah, and I mean, you can look where it landed, but so many of those balls they're curving as they get to that foul pole. But man, it looked like it had it. Maybe we'll get a better look on a replay on our monitors. But he's got some kind of power.
Crew chief review. This is not a manager's challenge. It was hugging the line. Right now, the game is scoreless. First inning, the Indians have 2 men aboard with 2 down. Reyes, of course, a year ago blasted 37 home runs. Royals asking the umpiring crew to move from behind home plate. They don't want to drill anybody while they're on the headsets, as Bolaños wants to make some warm-up throws. Now, it's only a matter of time before the Indians lineup breaks out of it. This is going to be a good lineup, but it's another indicator, Rosie, that guys press even a couple of games in just trying to get off to that good start no matter how good a player they are.
Absolutely, and you wonder, and again, we've only seen this series, both clubs struggling to score runs. You wonder that long wait, the anxiousness to get a season going, more so than any other season they've ever had, if that contributes to it as well. But, yeah, I imagine a week from now, this will be in the rearview mirror for both clubs.
Well, it took a long time to review this home run. Here's the call. Foul ball. So the call stands, and the count is 0-1 on Reyes. Reyes came from San Diego. Boy, San Diego makes a lot of trades, don't they? The Indians got him last summer in that blockbuster between the Tribe, the Reds, and the Padres involving Trevor Bauer, and a host of others. Reyes climbs back in, shift on the left side of the infield this time, 3 between second and third, as Bolaños is ready. And the 0-1 pitch. Fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-2. That was 98 miles an hour. Well, this guy is going to really help that Royals bullpen. They have really built up that bullpen with a ton of young power arms. I mean, Bolaños is only 23. Now the 2-strike pitch. In the dirt, it kicks away from Perez toward the Indians' third base dugout. And the wild pitch advances Ramirez to third and Santana to second. Boy, what is interesting now, Bolaños was working for the first base side of the rubber at the outset. And on that pitch to Reyes, he was on the third base side of the rubber. You don't see that very often in the same inning where a pitcher goes from one side of the rubber to the other. Now base hit here, and the Indians could play to pair. 2 down, runners at second and third. No score in the first, and the 1-2 delivery. Swung on, drilled into right field. There's a base hit. That'll score Ramirez, and stopping at third is Santana, and delivering a 2-out RBI single to right is Franmil Reyes, his first RBI of the campaign, and the Indians have a 1-0 lead here in the first. And a really good piece of hitting as Franmil Reyes, down in the count, didn't try to pull a home run. He got a pitch away, and he shot it the other way. An RBI single to right. He hit it so hard to Cordero in right that Santana could not score from second. 1-0 Tribe. Santana at third, Reyes at first, and Domingo Santana, the right-handed hitting right fielder. The pitch. He swings and lines a base hit up the alley in right center field. It'll be cut off in front of the track by Phillips. Santana scores. Throw to second. Head first slide. Tag is made on Santana. Somehow he didn't get a double out of that. And the inning is over. It'll go as an RBI single for Domingo.
On WTAM 1100.
Well, the Indians have given Carlos Carrasco a 2-0 lead as we go to the second inning. Middle of the order, Perez, Gordon, and Franco against the right-hander. The set by Carrasco and the pitch, and it's in there, a called strike on the fastball. So the Indians getting a couple of clutch 2-out RBI hits from Franmil Reyes and Domingo Santana to take the lead. Here's the set. Here's the pitch. A swing, a little jam job, floating toward right center. Carries pretty well, and making the catch in front of the track is Bradley Zimmer, and Salvador Perez is out number 1. Boy, everything is going to carry today. 83 degrees, sunshine. We've had a light breeze blowing out toward right. Here's Alex Gordon, 1-for-7 this weekend. Tribe with a 2-0 lead here in the second. Now the set by Carrasco and the pitch. And it's in the dirt, ball 1. Indians have had tremendous starting pitching. Shane Bieber went 6 shutout innings. Mike Clevenger was tremendous yesterday. Gave up the home runs in the first inning, but ended up going 7 innings, allowing just those 2 runs. Now the 1-0. And it's down and in. A ball, 2-0 the count. The Royals feel that their lineup is much, much better than it was a year ago. They've added some veterans. Their big question mark is going to be the young pitching. Now the set. Now the 2-0. Swing, a little dribbler foul first base side. Looked like a changeup. And the count 2-1. But a high-powered offense will be here tomorrow night. The Chicago White Sox, when they scored 10 off Minnesota yesterday. Aaron Savali will go against Dylan Cease tomorrow night. Zach Plesac against Carlos Rodon on Tuesday night. Shane Bieber against Lucas Giolito on Wednesday evening. Now the 2-1. Inside, didn't miss by much. 3-1 the count on Alex Gordon, who came back for another year. His contract had expired, but he re-upped. 14th big league season wearing that royal blue jersey. Now the 3-1. Swung on, smashed foul outside of first, and that got the first base coach jumping out of the way. Damon Hollins coaching at first, Vance Wilson at third, Mike Matheny in his first year as manager of the Royals. He did something that had never been done in the game of baseball before when he replaced Tony La Russa in St. Louis. First time ever that a manager took a team to the playoffs in his first 4 years as a manager. And yet he ended up getting fired. The pitch. Swung on, a little looping fly to right. Coming in as Santana, and he makes the catch. That is out number 2. 2-0 Indians. Here in the second, Michael Franco the batter. Mike Matheny had the unenviable task of replacing a Hall of Famer. Tony La Russa won the World Series in 2011 and retired. And oh yeah, Albert Pujols also left and went to Anaheim. But Mike Matheny took over in 2012 and took the Cardinals to the playoffs 4 straight years to start his managerial career. First ball swinging, Franco shoots it back to the screen, strike 1. Mike Matheny and the Cardinals won the National League pennant in 2013, but they lost the World Series to John Farrell and the Boston Red Sox. Matheny eventually got fired by the Cardinals partway through the 2018 season. The pitch, down low, ball 1, 1-1. Matheny out of Columbus, played collegiately at the University of Michigan and had a long major league career as a catcher. 2-0 Indians, second inning. Now the 1-1. Breaking ball is fouled upstairs. Franco with a 1-2 count. Franco got the sac fly that proved to be the game winner in the 10th inning yesterday.
The first inning on Reyes' foul ball was confirmed by MLB, by the way.
Carlos Carrasco looking sharp here. Now the pitch. Slider down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Carrasco, he may have hit on something in that last inner squad. Afterward, he said he finally felt normal, the way he should be when he's in a starting situation. His pitch is a lot more crisp, and the velocity was there. It took a while to get there, but that last inner squad seemed like it clicked in for him.
Well, it's carried over, Rosie, that's for sure. Now the 2-2. Fastball down and away, full count. Good to hear from a good friend of ours, former Cleveland Indians manager, former Cleveland Indians catcher, Joel Skinner. His wife, Jennifer, has given Joel the day off, so he's able to listen to Tribe Baseball.
Nice.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Joel. What a great family. Now the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Franco. And Carlos Carrasco really looking sharp. Has 3 strikeouts, 6 up, 6 down.
On WTAM 1100 and 106.9 FM.
First ball swinging, Bradley Zimmer taps one foul at the plate. Bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Tribe. Relief pitcher Ronald Bolaños, should say Bolaños, get it right. Bolaños, second inning of work. He made 22 pitches in the first. Activity in the Royals pen as that pitch is up and in, and it got Zimmer up around the back shoulder. So Bradley Zimmer in center field to start today gets hit by a pitch. This is a bullpen game for the Royals, game 3. But again, COVID has taken out 2 of their starting pitchers, and Brad Keller and Jacob Junis. And so what you've got now is Jorge Lopez warming in the bullpen. You're going to see, who knows, you could see 13 relief pitchers. That's how many Kansas City has in their bullpen. And we're going to see a lot of trips. Jorge Lopez warming in the bullpen as we speak. Bolaños. We'll see how far he goes here. Sandy Leon, first at bat as an Indian. Switch hitter. The catcher batting left-handed. Runner goes, pitch outside, throw to second. Tag by Mondesi in time. Perfect throw by Salvador Perez. I don't know that Bradley Zimmer had much of a jump. He's a good base stealer, but he was gunned down. Although he's staying at second, he may feel like he got in ahead of the tag or maybe eluded the tag with a feet-first slide. The Indians are going to have a managerial review. We just saw a replay of it. He may have got that foot in before the tag was made. Well, there's a concession by Bradley Zimmer. Remember how he used to dive into first base, much less second? It resulted in a broken hand that cost him a spot on the playoff club in 2017. And with all the other injuries he's had, he's now going feet first on the steal. So we have our first Manager's Challenge brought to you by U.S. Safety Gear. Call U.S. Safety Gear for your corporate apparel needs at 800-686-1459. U.S. Safety Gear, the preferred provider of game day apparel for the Cleveland Indians. Second inning, Tribe leading it 2-0. Hey, Tribe fans, while you listen to the game, oh, this isn't fair. Reading this at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you're starved to begin with. Now we got to talk about Montgomery Inn, the official barbecue of the Indians. I'll tell you what's great news now, you don't have to drive to Cincinnati to get the great ribs of Montgomery Inn. They're at your local grocer, or go to MontgomeryInn.com. Montgomery Inn, the Ribs King. And if Montgomery Inn wants us to read that, drop in with more feeling, they'll send a car from Cincinnati and feed Rosie and I their ribs and Saratoga chips.
Then they'll have to power wash the booth afterwards.
It'll be worth it. It's amazing how many people, everyone has missed the game. But it's fun to hear from people all over that are tuning in again. Just heard from another friend of ours, Alan Lewis, who's listening in from Napa Valley, listening to Tribe Baseball. So all the best to Alan. Tell you what, some of his vino in Montgomery Inn, and Rosie and I won't care how this game finishes. The review is over, and the call stands. Bradley Zimmer is caught stealing 2-6. So that is out number one. Sandy Leon with a 1-0 count. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Former Boston Red Sox. He is a really good defensive catcher. He's never hit much, but backup catchers are there because of their glove and their ability to handle a game. Leon takes outside ball 2. Whatever they give you offensively is a bonus. But if your backup catcher is a great hitter but a bad catcher, your club's in trouble.
I think that's what made Roberto Perez so valuable, that the area he was really strong in as a backup catcher was behind the plate.
Now the 2-0 pitch, and it on the outside corner, 2-1. First off, it's hard to be a backup catcher and stay sharp offensively. You don't get enough at bats. But, that's what made Joel Skinner so good behind Sandy Alomar. You never skipped a beat. If Sandy had a day off, you knew Joel Skinner was going to be great behind the plate. Same with this guy, Sandy Leon. He taps it foul in back of the plate, 2-2 the count. Might be the most underappreciated spot on a ball club. Not by the manager, but maybe by fans.
Because if you don't have a good one, then you may play your frontline catcher a little bit too much, and that catches up with you late in the season. Not this season, but a normal 162.
2-0 Indians, second inning, 1 out, bases empty, 2-2 delivery from Bolaños. It's fouled off at the end of the bat, and still a 2-2 count. And we have more Tribe fans, more friends listening. Got to say hello to Paul and Jennifer Ballinger, listening to Tribe Baseball as they're headed from their castle on Lake Erie and Sandusky back to Columbus. So good to hear from Paul and Jennifer. A lot of folks enjoying another great weekend on Lake Erie, huh?
Oh, I'll bet the boats are out in force.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, drill to right center. That's a base hit for Sandy Leon. He went down and got an off-speed breaking ball and golfed it into the gap in right center. Leon with his first at-bat as an Indian, resulting in a single. Indians have 3 hits in the game. And Bolaños is scuffling. That throw out by Salvador Perez is a big play this inning. Now Yu Chang. Man, no one was more impressive in summer camp than Yu Chang. He hit home runs off all the Indians' good pitchers, whether it was Shane Bieber or anyone else. Right-handed hitter. The pitch to Chang. He fouls it straight back. He's out of Taiwan. He's always been one of the Indians' best minor league infield prospects. Always hit for power. Played last year for the Indians, 28 games, batted $178. Really looked overmatched. He doesn't look overmatched anymore. Yu Chang. The set and pitch. A swing and a chopper headed to short. Mondesi gloves goes to second one. Merrifield's relay, double play, and it ends the inning. So the Indians look like they...
Radio WTAM 1100.
2-0 Tribe on top of the Royals. Third inning. 6 up, 6 down for Carlos Carrasco. First start since May 30th of a year ago. What a courageous battle he had with leukemia. Franchy Cordero, the left-handed hitting right fielder, drills it on the ground right at the first baseman Santana. He'll make the play himself. That ball was scalded. 1 pitch, 1 out. That'll bring up Eric Mejia. Switch hitter at third. He'll swing it from the left side. And we'll keep an eye on the velocity for Carlos Carrasco, because that's kind of the tipping point, Rosie. If velocity drops, and it has at times from inning to inning, that's a warning sign for Carl Willis and Terry Francona. Carrasco's first offering to Mejia, and it's low ball one.
And I think it's fair. You wonder, how will he handle the load of starting coming back off the leukemia? Now, he says he's strong. He's really been working hard on his fitness levels. But it's a fair concern, certainly.
Well, obviously, none of us wants to be in this situation with a pandemic. That goes without saying, as Cordero takes a strike 1-1. But for Carlos Carrasco, a season where maybe he makes 12 starts probably is really good for him this year, rather than trying to make 32 starts. The 1-1 is hit foul outside of first, a 1-2 count on Mejia.
I thought it was interesting, too, during the shutdown, there speculation was, would Carrasco even pitch because of coming back and some of the risks? But that was never heard from him.
No.
There was no doubt in his mind. Everything you heard from him wasn't even a question. He was going to pitch.
Now the 1-2 delivery to Mejia. Just a bit wide with a fastball, 2-2. See your Northern Ohio Buick dealers for attractive offers, including the all-new Buick Encore GX. The Indians getting a couple of 2-out RBI hits in the first inning to take this 2-0 lead. We're in the third. Carrasco's delivery is swung on and missed. Got him with a good slider. Carrasco strikes out Mejia. That's 4 for Carrasco. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, center fielder Brett Phillips. Swings it left-handed. That first inning, both Indians' runs were unearned because of the error by Eric Mejia. Franmil Reyes and Domingo Santana both delivered clutch 2-out RBI singles. And it's 2-0 Indians. 2 down in the Kansas City third, and Brett Phillips, who's a good defensive outfielder but struggles at the plate. Check swing foul for a strike. The Blaster Corporation, based in Cleveland and makers of PB Blaster, is number 1 for loosening up rusted parts. Whatever the job, always use Blaster products and work it like a pro. Now the 0-1. High 1-1. Ironically, they had me read PB Blaster, loosening up rusted parts. They want the old guy reading that one. Seems to be a rather direct message there.
Sick joke back there by the marketing department.
The 1-1. Swing and a foul back. Phillips took a shot. And he's down in the count 1-2. This kid can really play center field, but he's just not proven that he can hit. 3 years in the bigs with Kansas City and Milwaukee, he's hit .203, and he strikes out every other at bat. 2-0 Tribe in the third. Carrasco's pitch. Backdoor breaking ball and a beauty. Strike 3 called, and another 10-pitch inning for Carlos Carrasco. He has retired the first.
1100.
Hey, it's the Liberty Ford Grand Slam giveaway inning. If the Indians hit a grand slam here in the third, Joseph Tretnick of Strongsville wins the 2020 Ford Mustang convertible. Visit libertyford.com and enter. You could win the 2020 Ford Mustang convertible, and good luck today. Joseph Tretnick of Strongsville. Relief pitcher Jorge Lopez delivers a breaking ball low for ball 1. Tribe 2, Royals nothing, bottom of the third. Top of the order, Cesar Hernandez grounded out to second his first time. He'll swing it left-handed. The right-hander's pitch, in there, a strike. Lopez, another guy with a great power arm. Mid-90s fastball. He can throw the sinker, curve, and changeup. This may be his niche now. He struggled as a starter, but another power arm out of that Royals pen. The pitch, down and in, a ball, 2-1. This is a day in which the Royals are going to use just relief pitchers. And Ronald Bolaños started. He went 2 innings. He gave up 2 runs, both unearned on 3 hits, walked 1, struck out 1, and hit a batter. The pitch. Check swing foul back. 2-2 the count as we pause 10 seconds for a station ID on the Cleveland Clinic Indians Radio Network.
News Radio WTAM 1100. Cleveland. Home of the Indians and Cavaliers. An iHeart radio station.
Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze with you. Tribe leading 2-0, bottom of the third on a sun-drenched Sunday. The pitch. Swung on, smoke to center field, base hit. Cesar Hernandez with a rocket to center, and the Indians have their 4th hit, and they get the leadoff man aboard to start the third, and here's Jose Ramirez. Indians still looking to have one of those big innings, and it could be this inning right now. Jose Ramirez reached on an error, and that led to 2 unearned runs in the first. Later in the inning, Carlos Santana walked, and then a wild pitch set up a couple of back-to-back 2-out RBI singles by Franmil Reyes and Domingo Santana. The pitch up high with a breaking ball, ball 1. A gorgeous 83 degrees, blue sky, sunshine, light breeze blowing a little bit toward that right field corner and right field. Throw over to first, and Lopez almost took the glove off the hand of first baseman Michael Franco. Now, Hernandez, like a number of Indians players, can steal a base. He's stolen as many as 19 in a season. The pitch, and it's down and in, a curveball, 2-0. Now, you just get the feeling the Indians are ready to bust out. And it's not about home runs, Rosie. It's if they could just keep stringing together consecutive base hits and good at-bats.
And they had those, I think, throughout the summer camp. I know it's different, but this is a team that's going to hit.
The pitch. Swung on, a line shot to right coming on, and playing it on the bounce. Cordero, and the ball bounces by him. It'll go to the wall. Hernandez is going to be waved home. On his way to third, Ramirez, the head first slide, safe at third, and the Indians lead it 3-0. That will be, I'm sure, a single and a 2-base error on right fielder Franchi Cordero. Another blistered baseball, this time from Jose Ramirez. Cordero thought about maybe making a diving catch, played it on the bounce, and the ball bounced right by him and went to the wall. And the Indians lead 3-0 and have a runner at third with nobody out. And Frankie Lindor, the hitter, will bat left-handed. Struck out his only time up.
Error 9. No RBI. Single.
It will be a single and a 2-base error. No RBI. Royals bring the infield in for Lindor. And this is where Frankie Lindor has got to settle down a little bit, not try and do too much. His swing has gotten long, and as Terry Francona said, he's trying to hit 8-run home runs. Now the set, Lopez pitch, swing and a foul at the plate. He went after him with a curveball. Well, when a hitter is as anxious as Frankie is right now, the way the Royals are attacking him, they're throwing him breaking balls, and if they throw him a fastball, it's out of the zone, and they're getting Frankie to expand and chase balls that are not strikes. The 0-1 pitch, and that's in there, a called strike. Lindor thought it might have been high, and the count is 0-2.
Warming for KC.
And as good as Frankie Lindor is, he probably feels right now, even though we're only 3 games in, that he's always behind in the count. The pitch, and he fouled back a curveball, and he tried to hit that to the cemetery beyond East 9th Street. Indians with a 3-0 lead here in the third. Ramirez is at third with nobody out. Infield in, outfield deep, straight up. Lopez brings the hands up chest high. He'll come to the plate. A swing and a shot inside the bag at third. That's a base hit down the left field line. Rolls into foul ground. Ramirez will score, and Lindor's in standing with an RBI double. And there's the adjustment. With 2 strikes, Frankie Lindor didn't try to do too much. Took a pitch away and shot it inside the bag at third for an RBI double. His first double, his first RBI of the season, and the Indians lead 4-0. And this might be the inning we talked about, Rosie.
Well, it sure is. And Tito talked about it with you on the warm-up show. Sometimes difficult against relievers in a bullpen game because they keep bringing power arms at you. But it's hard to get every reliever going good on the same day. And they're starting to take advantage of some good pitches to hit now from Lopez.
So Lopez has given up 3 straight hits. Nobody out, 2 runs in. 4-0 Tribe. Lindor at second here in the third. Carlos Santana walked and scored in the first, and the Royals bullpen is busy. We will say that a lot. They have 13 relief pitchers in that bullpen. Of course, all clubs now at a 30-man roster. Lopez with a pitch. Inside, a fastball missing. The rosters will be cut down to 28 after 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks after that, the rosters will be set at 26, and they will stay at 26 the rest of the season. No expanded roster in September. Now the pitch. Outside, a curveball missing, and the count 3-0. All Indians hitters have the green light. Actually, the count 2-0. But on 3-0, Terry Francona gives his hitters the green light. Outfield deep a bit toward right. Overloaded right side of the Royals infield. The pitch to Santana. Curveball, and he backdoored him for a strike. 2-1 the count. Minnesota and Chicago going at it on the south side later today. They have split the first 2 games. Baltimore leads Boston 2-0 in the second. Toronto and Tampa scoreless in the third. Lopez brings the hands up chest high, comes to the plate. A swing by Santana and a fly ball to straightaway center. Phillips will catch it. Lindor has to stay put. So Santana is out number 1. Lindor still at second with the Tribe up 4-0. And Franmil Reyes to the plate. He had a clutch 2-out RBI single to right his first time up. Washington on top of the Yankees 1-0. They're in the 4th inning on a Trey Turner homer. Detroit leads Cincinnati 1-0 in the third. Slugfest in Philly. Second inning. Philadelphia 5, Miami 4. Jesus Aguilar, the former Indian, the former Brewer, he's been a lot of clubs. He's hit his second home run already for the Marlins. Bryce Harper hit his first for Philly. That's it in the National League. Here's Reyes. Lopez turns, but no throw to second. Interesting to watch, Rosie. Does, somebody get out to a 9-1 start or, a 13-2 start? You get off to that kind of a start, you've almost locked yourself up a playoff spot, especially with the expanded playoff scenario. Now the pitch, and a fastball is up for ball one.
And I think a young team, so-called rebuilding team like a Marlins, if they get off to the quick start, then you never know. They get some confidence going and know they only have to hold up for another 50.
Yeah. Well, in anybody that has been in the game, you're talking about players, managers, coaches, front office, they will tell you the one thing that separates baseball probably from any sport. Obviously, you're playing it every day for 6 months, but because of that, you can't hide warts. You play too many games so that if you do have a weak spot, it eventually surfaces when you play 162 games. The pitch. Swung on, grounded, fouled, third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike on Reyes. Some of those warts now, you can hide them for 2 months.
Even last year's Tigers, as tough a season as they had, they started the year 8-4 last year.
Yeah.
When they beat the Indians the only time, that made them 8-4 in April, and they were feeling great about themselves. They thought, hey, maybe our rebuild is going quicker than expected, but then it turned into a disaster after that.
Now the set by Lopez, the pitch, and he went down and in, missed with a sinker. The count 2-1 on Reyes. So, boy, the one approach that has been significantly different for Indians hitters today from the first 2 games is their patience at the plate. Terry Francona talked about make the pitcher bring the ball up. Quit expanding. Quit chasing everything. They've done that today, and the result is 4 runs on 6 hits and a 4-0 lead in the third with a runner at second and 1 out. Indians putting themselves in a lot of good hitters' counts. Lopez, he's ready. Here it comes. Swinging a ground ball to short. Mondesi will go to third, and Lindor has run himself into an out. He's in a rundown between second and third and is eventually tagged out by second baseman Whit Merrifield. No idea where Lindor was going. He's at second, and a ground ball hit in front of him to the shortstop. And so Reyes is on at first with 2 down, but a base running mistake by Lindor, as that'll go 6-5-4, second out here in the third. And Mike Matheny is going to the mound, and we're going to have a pitching change. So this pitching change here is coming on as the Royals trail the Indians 4-0. Indians have a runner at first with 2 down in the third. Gabe Spire, primarily fastball, slider. Spire, little guy, 5'11", 175 pounds. Another part of this young core that Kansas City is putting together. Spire, now 25 years of age. He's a California native. You may remember his uncle, Chris Spire. Boy, he was a really good player. Good shortstop for a long, long time, especially with the Giants. And his second cousin is former Indians pitcher Justin Spire. So Gabe Spire made his Major League debut with the Royals last year, delivers, and Domingo Santana rips a single between third and short. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI. And Lindor's base running faux pas has cost the Indians a run. He would have been able to score from second on Santana's single to left. Here's Bradley Zimmer hit by a pitch. So it's left on left. Domingo Santana's 2 for 2 today, and the Indians have 4 runs on 7 hits. Kansas City 9 up, 9 down, as Carlos Carrasco's been perfect through 3 with 5 strikeouts. Bradley Zimmer hit by a pitch his first time up, left on left. Spire checks the runners, sets, delivers. And a curveball missed, or did it? No, caught the outside corner evidently. Strike 1. Spire was originally drafted in the 19th round by Boston 7 years ago, as he was drafted out of high school. Then he went to Detroit in that Yoenis Cespedes, Rick Porcello trade between Boston and Detroit. Spires ready. Here it comes. Outside a ball. 1-1. Eventually, Detroit traded him to Atlanta for Cameron Maybin. Then he went to Arizona with Shelby Miller in that Dansby Swanson blockbuster. And now Kansas City has him. Boy, he's bounced around a lot. That pitch, fastball strike, 1-2. There aren't many guys that are 25 years of age and have been traded 4 times already, but he's left-handed.
And before he even reached the major leagues for any extended period of time.
He didn't get to the majors until last year. So, Spires ready. Tribe up 4-zip, the pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Salvador Perez. 2-2 the count on Zimmer. Left on left. Back-to-back 2-out RBI singles in the first by Franmil Reyes and Domingo Santana. And here in the third, Frankie Lindor with an RBI double. Another run scored on the air by the right fielder. Spires sets, delivers, and Zimmer fouling it back. Still 2-2. Zimmer getting a chance to play against a lefty.
When you think with the way this game is going, already on their third pitcher are the Royals, that at some point his brother Kyle's going to get into this game, and maybe at long last they'll finally face each other.
They've never faced each other at any level, ever, except in the backyard. And you know how that ends with brothers. Usually ends in a brawl. Here's the 2-2. Fastball, strike 3 called. Zimmer thought it was high. That'll take care of the Indians in the third, but they tack on 2 more. And after 3, it's the Indians 4, the Royals nothing.
It's the top of the 4th inning. That's the Chick-fil-A inning. The A in Chick-fil-A is for all the little things they do to bring you their best every day. Jim Rosenhaus back with you as we take you to the 4th inning here at Progressive Field. 4-0. Tribe in front. Carlos Carrasco back to work. He has a beauty going through 3. Here's his pitch to Whit Merrifield, and it slips inside for ball 1. Fastball that time to start him off. Merrifield fly to right to open today's game. Carrasco has struck out 5. He hasn't walked anyone. 9 up, 9 down for the Royals. Tough customer here, though, on Merrifield. The pitch to him. Fastball on the inside corner for a strike at 94. So the velocity still very much there for Carlos Carrasco. Carrasco works from the stretch at all times. He's done that since returning to the rotation. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, line drive, center field coming on. Zimmer makes the catch, reaching up to do it. Line drive off the bat of Merrifield, but Zimmer gets the job done for the first out in the inning. Back in 14, when Carrasco was struggling, he was sent to the bullpen, worked out of the stretch at all times there, and then when he finally fought his way back to the rotation, he stayed with that approach. So rare to see a starter working from the stretch at all times, but it works for Carrasco. Adalberto Mondesi, the batter, swings and fouls it back for strike 1. Infield in the shift here on Mondesi as the Indians have 3 infielders on that right side. Only Yu Chang, the third baseman, on the left side. He's in on the grass just in case Mondesi puts one down. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on, sky to left. Long run for Reyes. Still going, he can't get to it. 1 hop off the wall. It comes down to Reyes, and cruising into second with the Royals' first hit is Adalberto Mondesi, a double with 1 out here in the 4th inning. So that snaps the string of 10 in a row retired by Carrasco. And with the Tribe up 4-0, Jorge Soler will step in. Soler struck out his first time up. Well, he showed just how strong he is yesterday, hitting that home run off of Mike Clevenger in the first inning. Pretty good pitch by Clevenger. Breaking ball that was outside. Here's the pitch. And it's a fastball strike. Good pitch by Carrasco. But even Clevenger was saying after the game, I thought I had it in a decent spot, but he just reached out and was able to muscle it over the wall and left. And he muscled 48 over the wall last year to lead the American League. Here's the pitch from Carrasco. Swing and a miss. Had Soler out front. Indians leading 4-0. And don't forget, anytime they score 5 runs in a game, you can pick up 1 free small curly fry the next day at your nearest Arby's restaurant. All you need to do is mention the promotion at participating Arby's in the Cleveland area. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the off speed that time. A pitch in the dirt, and that is strikeout number 6 for Carlos Carrasco. Man, he looks good today. And again, you never know from start to start with any pitcher, and that's certainly the case with Carrasco, but he felt really good after that last appearance of summer camp, an inter-squad game, that he had come upon some things in his delivery, his tempo that Carl Willis is always preaching as pitching coach. Here's Perez. The pitch to him. Swung on, line drive, center field. That gets down for a base hit. Rounding third, heading for home is Mondesi. The throw by Zimmer is cut off in the middle of the diamond, and Salvador Perez has an RBI base hit. The Royals are on the board. It's now the Tribe 4 and Kansas City 1. Salvador Perez, he missed all of last year, and you think the Royals didn't miss that bat in the middle of the lineup? We've seen it here this weekend as he hit a home run yesterday. And now the RBI single to put his team on the board here in the 4th inning. Tribe still up by 3 runs. And here comes Alex Gordon. Gordon flied to right his first time up. 2nd RBI on the year for Perez. Here's Carrasco's pitch. Swung on, foul back into the net. Now we'd like to recognize our season ticket holder of the game, Joe Schneeberger of Avon. 19 years a Tribe season ticket holder. Favorite memory, he was here in the ballpark on September 8, 1995, when the Indians clinched a playoff berth for the first time in 41 years. A great moment for Joe and his son Tom. They were at the game together. Here's the 0-1. Low and in, 1-1. So thanks, Joe Schneeberger, for being a longtime season ticket holder, 19 years strong. And as we say, for all of the season ticket holders and all of the fans of the Indians who like to come to games at the ballpark and be a part of it, we miss you this season. Players do too, believe me. The 1-1. Breaking ball, low and in, 2-1. The great writer for ESPN, Buster Olney, in his column today, talked about that with several players about what it was like without fans after a couple of games without them, and it's just not the same. 2-1, the count on Gordon. Here's the pitch. Swung on, bouncing ball up the middle, but with the shift on, Lindor's right there, and he'll take it to the bag in time for the force to retire the side. The Royals strike for a run.
Morning from 9 to 10.
We're a celebrity.
On WTAM 1100.
Indians with a 4-1 advantage as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. They're facing the 3rd pitcher for the Royals, Gabe Spire, the lefty who came on last inning on this day, where the Royals are piecing it together with their bullpen, in large part due to 2 of their mainstays in the rotation out with COVID, Jacob Junis and Brad Keller. Seems like Keller might be a little bit further along in his return. Sandy Leon to lead things off will turn around back from the right side, and he takes a strike on the inside corner from Gabe Spire. Indians with 2 in the first, 2 more last inning to build a 4-run lead, and then the Royals scored in the top half of this inning. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, ripped to third, dug out by the third baseman Mejia. Fires to first in time for the out. 2 pitches, 1 out in the home half of the 4th inning. Time for the injury report presented by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, a proud partner of the Cleveland Indians. If an auto accident or medical malpractice caused you injury, call 1-800-ELK Ohio. And we mentioned the 2 pitchers out with COVID. Since the testing had begun, 8 different Royals have revealed that they have had COVID, and several still not with the ball club back. And Yu Chang at the plate for the Tribe takes a breaking ball down low. Hunter Dozier's out. Ryan O'Hearn is out. 2 keys to their lineup. And then the 2 members of the starting rotation, along with 3 others, make it 4 others who have had COVID. The 0-1 down low, 1-1. Salvador Perez had it, but he's back and has played in each of the 3 games so far. But a challenge for Kansas City, to be sure, to keep players healthy. On the Indian side, Delino DeShields working his way back from COVID. The 1-1 swung on. There's a chopper. Third base side of the mound, running in the shortstop, Mondesi. He bobbles it on the pickup and can't make a play. Chang is safe at first base. Let's see if they give him a hit. I think if Mondesi picks that clean, he has a play, but he bobbled it when he went to pick it up with his glove. And Chang is safe at first base with 1 down. The other injury for the Tribe, Tyler Naquin out with a hairline fracture in his toe. Fouled a ball off his foot the other night, and as a result, he is out. But they backdated his injury list stint so it can be eligible next week at some point, late in the week. Top of the lineup, Cesar Hernandez, and he takes a pitch inside for ball 1. El Chang gets credit for a base hit, his first of the season. He's at first base with 1 out. Infield single for Chang. Here's Spires 1-0 to Hernandez. Inside for a ball. 2-0. Hernandez is 1 for 2. After bouncing to second his first time up, he singled in the 3rd inning. And that started what turned out to be a 2-run rally for the Tribe. They lead it 4-1. The pitch to him. In there for a strike. 2-1 the count. Fastball that time from Spire. Outfield plays it pretty much straight away for Hernandez. Infield set up at double play depth. Spire goes to first, chasing Chang back. Cooper Tire is proud to partner with the Cleveland Indians this season. Go with the Coopers. Breeze continues to be fairly steady, blowing across from left to right. The 2-1, breaking ball down low, 3-1. And on a warm, humid afternoon, that breeze blowing across and at times out to right center. Good day for the hitters. Get one in the air. It should carry very well here today. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on, foul tipped. And the count's now 3-2 on Hernandez. Yeah, the Indians trying to win a series from the Royals here at Progressive Field. And they've had a good stretch against Kansas City of late. They've won 9 consecutive series here, dating back to May of 2017. The 3-2, swung on, line drive, base hit into left field for Hernandez. Boy, he continues to impress as Chang moves up to second. And the Indians have it cooking again here in the 4th inning. First and second, 1 out. And that might be all for Spire. Here comes Mike Matheny, the manager for the Royals once again. And he has made another move to the pen. So we'll take a break. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Cleveland Clinic. It's 4-1, the Tribe in front in the bottom of the 4th. More after this. Keep your business operating with Ohio's expert commercial truck dealerships, Valley Ford Truck and Valley Ford of Huron. They are your full-line Ford Transit and Super Duty truck leaders. You know, the pride of Marist College, Kevin McCarthy, has come on in relief for Kansas City. First appearance of the season for him. Last year, 56 games with the Royals. 4-2 was his record with an ERA of 4.48. He is already the 4th pitcher used by Royals manager Mike Matheny, and believe me, the cupboard's not bare out in that pen as they have extended numbers here early in the season with a 30-man roster, so they'll be fine to make it through to the end of this one. And now it's McCarthy's turn here in the fourth with runners at first and second, one out, and Jose Ramirez, the batter. 1 for 2. He has reached twice, scored twice, and generally gotten it done offensively so far. Here's the pitch from McCarthy. Fastball, strike called on the inside corner. Ramirez reached on an error in the first inning, later scored, and then singled in the third. A run scored on that single as he ended up at third base on a two-base error by the right fielder, Franchy Cordero. Throw to second, diving back in, just in time was Chang. Oh, and Mondesi, quick as a cat behind Chang and very sneaky. They almost got him, but Chang got back. McCarthy, when he made his major league debut in 2016, he became the first player from Marist to appear in a major league game. Now, the best player in Marist College baseball history is current Indians bullpen catcher Ricky Passione. At least that's what Ricky says. Here's the 0-1. Low and in, 1-1. And we'll take his word for it. Why wouldn't we? But Marist, small school in Poughkeepsie, New York, a little bit north of New York City. And Kevin McCarthy in the big leagues after a college career there. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. He went off speed. He had Ramirez out front. Tribe up 4-1, trying to extend that lead again here in the fourth inning. You don't want to let Kansas City hang around. A little bit of thump in their lineup with Soler and Perez, certainly home run threats. And the Indians trying to make this one an easier Sunday afternoon if they can. They've been off to a good start at the plate with the 4 runs on 9 hits, and we're only in the fourth. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped him up, foul, back out of play, behind home plate. The difference in the netting here this year, and this was designed with fans in mind, and obviously that's not going to happen this year, but the netting has been extended down both lines for fans' protection. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, high fly ball to deep right field. This has a chance. Way back, home run, Jose Ramirez. Indians' first home run of the season. And it belongs to Jose Ramirez, a 3-run bomb. And there's the separation the Tribe is looking for. 7-1 Indians now here in the fourth. Ramirez with some good work there. He spoiled some off-speed stuff from McCarthy and finally got a pitch that he could handle, a fastball out over the plate. And he drove it into the lower seats in right. Now Ramirez having a big day today. 3 runs scored, 2 base hits, and a 3-run home run. Here's Francisco Lindor. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Lindor today with an RBI double his last time up. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. You know, this the potential that this Indians offense has, and they are showing it this afternoon here at Progressive Field. McCarthy lets it fly. Lindor rips it into the shift on the right side. A couple of hops for the second baseman Merrifield. Throws him out at first base for the second out in the inning. Dominion Energy would like to remind you, whether you're an individual or contractor, state law requires you give them a call at 811 before you dig. That'll take care of your underground utilities. They'll stop by, mark them up, and remember, it's simple and free. Dial 811 at least 2 business days prior to digging for your safety. Here's Carlos Santana, a walk and a line out in 2 trips. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball in there for strike 1. Well, if you look at your standings today, it seems like all of baseball is 1-1, like the Indians. 22 teams in Major League Baseball are 1-1 after 2 games. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, a chopper to first, and up with it is the first baseman Franco, who steps on the bag for the out. Yep. They said there could be parity in baseball this year. They're not kidding.
E1100.
First pitch swinging, Michael Franco pops one up foul and out of play as we are underway in the 5th. Carlos Carrasco on the hill for the Tribe with a good one going. He's allowed just 1 run on 2 hits. Carrasco delivers the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good slider that time from Carrasco. Well, his breaking stuff's been sharp. The velocity's been there, 94 miles an hour consistently from Carlos Carrasco. He struck out Franco back in the 2nd inning. Here's the pitch. Bounced it in there. 1-2 the count. Yeah, great to have baseball back, and the MLB app is the only place to get all of your baseball action. Live radio, breaking news, and much more. Download the MLB app today. It's the official app of Major League Baseball. Here comes the 1-2 to Michael Franco. Swung on, line drive, base hit center field. Looked like a breaking pitch that hung up that time. And Franco singles sharply to center. Leadoff base runner for the Royals, who trail 7-1. Indians now with 7 runs on 10 hits. 1 run, 3 base hits, and 2 errors for Kansas City. Franchy Cordero will step in. Cordero bounced to first his first time up. In from the left side is Cordero. Carrasco delivers. Fastball strike on the outside corner. Cordero with that even balanced stance from that left side. Franco over at first base. Santana off the bag. He's not holding him on the bag with a 6-run lead. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Tied him up inside. Good pitch by Carrasco. And quickly it's 0-2. You know, the Indians just peppering Kansas City pitching, and you could say they're peppering their bullpen. 2 in the first, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth to make it a 7-1 ball game. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And it's outside for a ball. 1-2 the count. Outfield playing it straight up. Infield playing Cordero to pull. Carrasco delivers, and there's a swing and a high fly ball deep left center. Cruising after it is Zimmer, and he makes the running catch just shy of the warning track in left center. Well, great to see Bradley Zimmer out there in center field again. Boy, for a while there, 2017 and early in 2018, you look out there in center field, and it seemed like any fly ball would be run down by Zimmer, and occasionally he'd make the stupendous catch. So great to see him out there and healthy, feeling good, playing well. And he made that look easy. Eric Mejia steps in, struck out looking first time up. Pitch to him, ripped foul outside of first base. Time for the Indians' memorable moment, brought to you by Smuckers. Headquartered in Northeast Ohio, the J.M. Smucker Company makes food that people and pets just love. And we take you back to this date, July the 26th in 2006, a memorable moment for a trade that the Indians made with the Seattle Mariners. I'll tell you about it after this pitch, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. They traded Ben Broussard to the Mariners, and Broussard had had some big days in a Tribe uniform at first base, and they acquired an outfielder who hadn't quite established himself in the major leagues yet by the name of Shin-Soo Choo, and Choo went on to have a really nice career with the Indians. Here's the 0-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Another strikeout for Carrasco. his 7th as he catches Mejia looking. That's our Ohio Cat strikeout of the game. Whether you're looking to buy, lease, or rent equipment, Ohio Cat and the Cat Rental Store have the right solution. 2 down, runner at first for Brett Phillips. Phillips struck out looking his first time up. Here's the pitch to him. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Big cut. But Chu went on to have a really good stretch of play with the Indians. 7 years, and boy, there's some big ones in there. 2010, he hit 22 home runs and drove in 83, stole some bases, walked a lot. Here's the 0-1, and it's outside for a ball, 1-1. And Chu, at the age of 37, still going strong for the Texas Rangers. A regular part of their starting lineup. He's had some good seasons with Texas, too. Fine major league career for Shin-Soo Choo, one of the nice guys in the game. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. And the count's now 1-2 on Phillips. Phillips became the first Royal in history to be used as that designated runner in the top half of an extra inning. He was the designated runner in the 10th yesterday and ended up scoring what turned out to be the winning run. Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2-2. And after the game, and this is a guy, high energy, high enthusiasm, he said he was ecstatic to be in the Royals record books as the first designated runner under the new extra inning rules for this season. The 2-2. Fastball missed inside. 3-2 the count. The velocity still very much there for Carlos Carrasco as that last pitch was clocked at 93. Having to work a little harder here in the 5th inning on Phillips with a 3-2 count. Franco, the base runner at first, led off the inning with a single. He's still there with 2 down. There he goes, and the pitch is down low, ball 4. That's the first walk allowed by Carrasco. It comes with 2 away in the 5th inning. Carlos is at 65 pitches, so still some room there in the pitch bucket for Carrasco. Figure about 80 or so, maybe. Top of the lineup, Whit Merrifield will step in. Dollar Bank is proud to be the official retail bank of the Indians. Dollar Bank excited to welcome baseball back. Merrifield, right-handed hitter. Tough out. Here's the pitch. Fastball up for ball 1. Boy, it is rare for any hitter to lead the league in hits one season, much less back-to-back seasons, but that's exactly what Whit Merrifield has done the last 2 seasons, not only leading the American League, but all of Major League Baseball. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, line drive, base hit into left. Rounding third, heading for home is Franco. He will score. Stopping at second is Phillips, and the RBI single by Merrifield gives the Royals a run. It's now the Tribe 7, Kansas City 2. With Merrifield with his 3rd hit on the season and his first run driven in. Adalberto Mondesi steps in. Mondesi 1 for 2 with a double. His double last inning was the first hit allowed by Carrasco, who had retired the first 10 batters he faced in today's game. Shift is on for him. 3 infielders on the right side. Pitch to him is swung on and missed. Boy, he is aggressive. He doesn't let too many pitches go by. And that time Carrasco tied him up inside with that split change. 0-1 the count. Here's Carrasco's pitch. Down low, good stop on the backhand on a pitch in the dirt and inside as Sandy Leon made a tremendous stop right there. That's a pitch that gets by. Then you have 2 runners in scoring position, and a base hit makes things interesting again. Right now, a comfortable 5-run lead for the Indians in the top half of the 5th inning. Here's Carrasco's 1-1. Swung on, chopped foul over to the Royals dugout on the first base side. This message from our friends at Cleveland Clinic. Remember, no appointment is necessary if you have joint, muscle, or bone injuries. Just find Cleveland Clinic Ortho Express locations at clevelandclinic.org/OrthoExpress. Here's Carrasco's 1-2 pitch. It's on its way. Swung on, ground ball to the right side, scooped up by Hernandez, and the second baseman throws on to first in time for the out. Side retired. Try Baseball brought to you in part by your Northern Ohio GMC dealers. Check them out for attractive offers, including all of their new models on GMC trucks. Remember, GMC, they are professional grade. New pitcher on for the Royals, one of their hardest throwers in a bullpen full of hard throwers, Josh Staumont. Josh Staumont on to pitch here as the fifth pitcher today for Kansas City. And that was the plan going in. You figured we'd see a bunch as they turned it over to the pen today. And they're on their fifth as we head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Staumont, 16 appearances in the big leagues last year. No wins or losses. An ERA of 3.72, a hard thrower. Facing Franmil Reyes, and here's his pitch. And he starts him off with a breaking ball, of course. And it's strike one. Good pitch. Now we'll see if he is good and loose and can really let it fly here today. As Staumont delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. 100. There it is, the triple digits. They clocked him this spring at 102 miles an hour. that is serious cheese right there. And that time it looked easy at 100. Reyes a little bit late, and quickly it's 0-2. Here comes the pitch. Fastball up, 100 it again, and it's 1-2. Reyes had the big hit in the first inning. There were two outs, a couple of men in scoring position, and he drove them in with an opposite field single to give the Indians the early lead. They now lead 7-2 here in the fifth. The 1-2, breaking ball down low. Did he check it? Yes, he did, as they made the appeal down to first base umpire Ben May. Reyes to be followed by Domingo Santana and then Bradley Zimmer here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Reyes coming off that 37 home run season, 15th in Major League Baseball in home runs a year ago. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball low and away. 3-2 the count. Staumont, that was his Major League debut season a year ago. He was a second-round pick of the Royals back in 2015. Here he is at the age of 26, hoping to be a prominent member of their pen. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped him up. First base side of the infield, foul territory. Franco near his own dugout, makes the catch. Looking up into the cloudless sky, sun could be a factor, and he was able to get the job done. So one down. Here's Domingo Santana, who's had a nice afternoon. I believe I said two-run single for Reyes. It was an RBI single for Reyes, and then Santana followed with an RBI base hit to account for the 2 runs back in that first inning. And then Santana singled again in the third. Right-handed hitter, open stance. Here's the pitch to him. Down low, ball 1. Tribe leading 7-2 with 7 runs on 10 base hits. Royals 2 runs on 4 hits. Sunny, hot afternoon downtown. The 1-0. Fastball in there for a strike. Took a little off, 97. Outfield playing it to the opposite field on Santana. The 1-1. Breaking ball missed upstairs. And the count moves to 2-1. Indians will welcome the White Sox tomorrow night. First appearance by Chicago at Progressive Field this season. Here's the 2-1. Fastball high and away. That is a now veteran with a good mix of youngsters, too. They sprinkled more veterans into that lineup, did the White Sox, and man, do they have some thump. That's a season-opening series right there. The White Sox and Twins going at it in Chicago this weekend. A lot of home run power in those lineups. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2. 1 out, bases empty. Bradley Zimmer waiting on deck. Tribe up 7-2 here in the 5th. Get our first look at Aaron Savali tomorrow night for the Tribe. Boy, did he have a good build-up to the season. Payoff pitch coming to Domingo Santana. Stamont delivers, and it is outside and high. Ball 4. Santana draws a walk to keep his perfect day at the plate going. First walk allowed by Stamont. Bradley Zimmer, the batter. Zimmer has been hit by a pitch and struck out in 2 trips. Ronald Bolaños started. He went 2 innings, allowed 2 unearned runs. Then it was Jorge Lopez. He allowed 2 runs and 2/3. Then Gabe Spire. He gave up the home run to Jose Ramirez. 7-2, Tribe in front. Here's the pitch. And it's on the outside corner for a strike. Now the 0-1 pitch from Stamont. Throw to first instead. Just back safely is Santana. Davis said Lopez gave up the 2 runs. Spire allowed the home run. It was McCarthy who allowed the home run to Ramirez. Spire was charged with a couple of runs in his 2/3 of an inning. Zimmer, left-handed batter, good speed. Here's Stamont's 0-1 delivery. Off speed, upstairs. 1-1 the count. Now, a year ago, Stamont, in 19 innings in the major leagues, walked 10 while striking out 15. And as you often see with the hard throwers, command can be an issue, but if you stay patient and they can find it, it's worth the wait. The 1-1. Waved at and missed. Good off speed that time. And the count's now 1-2 as he dropped a nasty curveball in there. Runner at first with 1 out. Bottom of the 5th. Indians with this 5-run lead. Trying to make that hold up. Now the 1-2 delivery. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Good breaking pitch, caught the corner. And Zimmer's a strikeout victim. The first for Josh Stamont. Everstream, the business-only fiber network, is a proud partner of the Indians. If your business demands a high bandwidth, low latency network, it's time to forget the big telecom status quo. Experience Everstream. Faster fiber, better business. Everstream.net. Here's Sandy Leon, a single and a ground out to third base. Switch hitter from the left side again. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball strike. 1-0 the count on Leon. First start of the season for the Indians' backup catcher. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swung on. There's a high fly ball to right. This one's deep. Back on it is Cordero. He's at the track, and he makes the catch. Couple of steps in front of the fence to retire the side. Indy.
Well, we've played 5 innings, and the Indians routing the Kansas City Royals here today by a score of 7-2. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton back with you, along with Jim Rosenhaus and Brian Motze. Oliver Perez is warming in the Indians' bullpen. Carlos Carrasco, right around 85 pitches was the expected benchmark today before he would depart, if all went well. And he delivers to Jorge Soler, who cuts and misses. Carrasco at 71 pitches through 5 has given up 2 runs on 4 hits, has struck out 7, walked 1, and pitched a beauty. Soler has struck out twice, and he looks at a breaking ball strike in the inside corner, 0-2. Greg Allen now playing left field. So Franmil Reyes will end his day 1 for 3, but he had a clutch 2-out RBI single in the first to put the Indians up. Now the set and the pitch. Down low, ball 1, 1-2. The 6th inning is brought to you by Great Lakes Brewing Company, the official craft beer of the Cleveland Indians. Crack open a crisp and smooth Dortmunder Gold Lager, brewed for your hometown team. Dortmunder going down smoothly today on a sunny Sunday. The pitch, swing and a tapper in back of the plate, foul. Soler hangs in there at 1-2. Bad news from Arlington, Texas. Corey Kluber in his Texas Rangers debut pitched 1 inning and left the game. No word yet as to why. Texas in that brand new ballpark, boy, it looks like a beauty. Reminds you a little bit of Minute Maid Park in Houston. Retractable roof. The 1-2 pitch. So a little low, 2-2. Another former Indian, Trevor Bauer, making his first start for Cincinnati today. And Bauer, in 6 innings, has given up 1 run on 2 hits and has struck out 12. Of course, it's Detroit. But nonetheless, it's a very good outing. Carrasco, he delivers, and it's waved at. Another good slider. And strikeout number 8 for Carlos Carrasco, and 3 times he's wiped out Soler. Boy, I'll tell you what. Indians pitchers in this 3-game series have now racked up 33 strikeouts. And we're only in the 6th inning with a Tribe on top 7-2. Salvador Perez 1 for 2, an RBI single. The Indians have never trailed today, and obviously they're best output offensively of this young campaign. The pitch, and it's fisted foul underneath us, strike 1. Indians got on the board in the very first inning with a pair of 2-out RBI singles by Franmil Reyes and Domingo Santana. The Indians made it 4-0 in the 3rd. Frankie Lindor had an RBI double, another run scored on an error. The pitch, swing and a miss. My goodness. Carrasco still throwing 93 miles an hour. 2 quick strikes on Perez. The Indians' other 3 runs came in the 4th. A 3-run, no doubt about it, bomb to right by Jose Ramirez. Ramirez has scored 3 times today. Single and a homer. 3 ribbies. The pitch. Swing and a miss. There's strikeout number 9 for Carlos Carrasco as Perez is down waving. And Alex Gordon to the plate, 0 for 2. Well, this is what is demoralizing for a ball club facing the Indians. And that is they can go into any series against the Tribe with the 5 starters the Indians throw at you, and they can leave that series in a deep slump offensively because of the likes of the Indians' rotation. Alex Gordon digging in, waving, strike 1. We still haven't seen Aaron Savali. He goes tomorrow night. And really, Aaron Savali, outside of Shane Bieber, has thrown the ball better than any Indian starter in summer camp. Now the 0-1 pitch. Down in the dirt, 1-1. Zach Plesac, much improved. He'll go on Tuesday night. And then a guy that could very well win a Cy Young this year, Shane Bieber, on Wednesday night. Tribe with a 7-2 lead. Royals batting in the 6th. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Gordon looks at a fastball that paints the outer edge for a called strike, 1-2. Carrasco has commanded everything. I mean, he has worked both sides of the plate. He's worked up. He's worked down. He's been able to throw all of his pitches at any time. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got Gordon. Ball got away. Leon picks it up, flips to first. And Carlos Carrasco's day is probably over. But what a day it was. He strikes out the side here in the
Twitter.
It's where it's at.
At WTAM 1100.
Well, the parade of relievers will continue as Richard Lovelady, the left-hander, will come on for Kansas City. Now, Kansas City was going to make this a bullpen game today, and with 13 relief pitchers, they have plenty of options, and we're going to see the 6th reliever of today. This is a left-hander in Richard Lovelady, and he takes over here in the bottom of the 6th, and the Indians have a 7-2 lead on Kansas City. Josh Staumont, he worked a scoreless inning, and he did not give up a hit, walked a batter, struck out a batter, and Lovelady, number 6 to be used today by manager Mike Matheny. Yu Chang, the number 9 hitter, leads it off. Chang takes outside a ball. Lovelady, fastball slider. The lefty played 2 years in college at East Georgia, then 1 year at Kennesaw State. The pitch way outside, and the count 2-0. Word is that Corey Kluber left after 1 inning today for Texas with a shoulder issue, and hate to hear that. Man, what a pitcher Corey Kluber was for the Indians, one of the all-time greats for Cleveland. The pitch is low, 3-0. No pitcher in the history of this organization, or for that matter in many organizations, ever won 2 Cy Youngs. Hopefully Corey's injury not serious. The pitch. Chang takes. It's a 4-pitch walk as it misses inside. And Chang 1 for 3 today. And the Indians just having such better patience at the plate. It's resulted in 3 walks. But more importantly, the Indians have put themselves in hitters' counts, and they've cashed in. 7 runs on 10 hits. Top of the order, and Cesar Hernandez will turn around and bat right-handed. Hernandez 2 for 3, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. He is hitting out of an open stance deep in the box. Lovelady's pitch, and it sails high, ball 5. Now the game summary is brought to you by Ford, America's best-selling brand. Jose Ramirez, the 3-run home run to right in the 4th. Frankie Lindor with an RBI double. Franmil Reyes, Domingo Santana, RBI singles. The pitch, there's a strike to even the count. And Carlos Carrasco, 6 innings today. Carlos Carrasco with a brilliant effort, striking out 10. And the Indians up 7-2. The pitch, way outside. Boy, he's not close. 2-1 the count. Thing, too, about Carlos Carrasco, he has 10 strikeouts and only made 84 pitches in 6 innings. And right now, nobody's up in the Indians' bullpen. So he may be coming back for more. Now the 2-1 delivery. That's ball 4. Check that. Ball 3, high and outside. 3-1 the count. More activity in the Kansas City bullpen. Bullpen catcher will need knee surgery after the game. Glenn Sparkman, a right-hander, is up throwing. Tribe with a 7-2 lead here in the 6th. Rubber match of the series. And that pitch is a strike, borderline, full count. Carlos Carrasco with 10 strikeouts, the 25th time in his career he has struck out 10 or more in a game. That's 5th on the Indians' all-time list. Payoff. Runner stays. Pitch swung on, a bouncer to second. Merrifield bobbles, still goes to second one. Mondesi still got a double play turn.
Double play, 4-6-3.
And Hernandez runs well. A couple of bobbles didn't wreck the timing at all. 4-6-3 twin killer. Bases empty, 2 down in the 6th with the Indians up 7-2. Jose Ramirez has had a big day. He's scored 3 runs. He's driven in 3 runs. 2 for 3 with a single and a 3-run blast to right. First and only home run for the Indians this season. And Jose Ramirez, who despite injuries and a slow start last year still had 23 home runs, has had a big day. He'll bat right-handed, and he bangs it foul, third base side, strike 1. Visit your local Ohio Kubota dealer for savings on Kubota zero-turn mowers, utility vehicles, subcompact, compact, and utility tractors. For a Kubota dealer near you, visit gokubota.com. Ramirez with a drive to deep left. Down the line it goes, and this ball is gone, a home run. Jose Ramirez has homered from each side of the plate in back-to-back at-bats. And the Indians have an 8-2 lead here in inning number 6. Another towering blast from Ramirez, this time down the left field line. The only question was, would it stay fair? And it did. And Jose Ramirez has given the Indians an 8-2 lead. And he has the Indians' only 2 home runs this year. That ball actually hit the foul pole as Frankie Lindor comes to the plate, switch hitter batting right-handed. Lindor 1 for 3 with an RBI double. The pitch, a swing and a weak pop. Shallow right, Franco down the line, foul ground, over the shoulder catch by the first baseman. And that'll take care of Frankie Lindor. But Jose Ramirez with his 13th
100. See?
First pitch strike is delivered from Carlos Carrasco as he comes out for the 7th with the Indians beating up the Royals 8-2. Michael Franco 1 for 2, a single and a run scored. The pitch swung on, bounced foul, third base side. 0-2. Jose Ramirez has now homered from both sides of the plate in the same game 5 times in his career. Ramirez has tied a career best 4 runs scored today. Now the 2-strike pitch to Franco. And it's swung on, hit pretty well to center. Zimmer cruising back on the track, jumps in front of the wall and made the catch. Bradley Zimmer hauls it down in deep center, and Franco is out number 1. That'll bring up Franchy Cordero. Boy, to think the Indians got... No, that ball didn't get caught. And so it's a double for Franco, beg your pardon. And Cordero to the plate, and Terry Francona is coming to the mound.
2-base hit.
Bradley Zimmer may have gotten crossed up on how hard that ball was hit because it looked like he would catch it and did catch it, but it just eluded him. And that's going to be all. Boy, Carlos Carrasco pitched an awfully good game here today. And he gave the Indians...
AM 1100.
Well, Oliver Perez makes his season debut, and he'll face a pinch hitter, the right-handed hitting Ryan McBroom. Oliver Perez, the left-hander, fastball slider. He'll inherit an 8-2 lead. Royals batting here in the 7th. Runner at second on the Franco double. Nobody out. McBroom steps in, and McBroom takes the slider, low and away, ball 1. McBroom started the first 2 games this weekend at first base. McBroom has some pop. This weekend, 1 for 7. Perez with the pitch. Slider misses in. Ball 2-2-0. Oliver Perez, 67 more appearances a year ago. 22 holds to lead the club. That hold category every bit as important as the save. Now the 2-0. Strike one. For a setup man, a hold is comparable to a save. He comes in with his club leading, keeps the lead, and turns the ball over to the next guy. And Perez did it so well for the second year in a row with Cleveland. Now the 2-1. Swung on, yanked foul down the left side. Ball 2, strike 2. See your local Toyota dealer. Check out the adventurous new Toyota RAV4. Street savvy and off-road capable. RAV4 has redefined what a compact SUV can be. For all Toyota offers, go to buyatoyota.com. Perez checks second. The pitch. Fisted foul back over the screen behind the plate. Still 2-2. Franchi Cordero had gone 0 for 2, and because he's a left-handed hitter, pulled in favor of McBroom with a lefty on the hill. Right-hander Dominic Leone is ready in the Indians' bullpen if needed. Tribe with an 8-2 lead. 7th inning, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase the high fastball. So McBroom strikes out. 11 strikeouts by Indians pitching today. Indians pitchers have struck out 36 Royals this weekend. Here's switch hitting Eric Mejia. He'll swing it right-handed, twice as struck out left-handed. Carlos Carrasco, just a tremendous effort today. He leaves with a chance to win it. The pitch inside. Carrasco went 6 innings so far, allowing 2 runs. He gave up 5 hits, struck out 10, and walked 1. He was magnificent. Now the 1-0. Swung on, foul back, hanging slider, 1-1. The Indians' bullpen will be without James Karinchak and Nick Whitgren. They're both down today. They're not hurt, but Whitgren worked in both games Friday and Saturday, and Karinchak went multiple innings yesterday, so they both need a blow. The pitch. That's the strike called, 1-2. And again, Terry Francona said, it may be a sprint, but you still have to be careful how you use guys in the bullpen. And you don't want to bury a guy early because you went to him too many times in the early going. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. Perez gets Mejia, who has the hat trick when it comes to strikeouts today. 2 down. Brett Phillips, the number 9 hitter, left on left. He'll step to the plate, has struck out and walked. Indians pitching in this series has held the Kansas City Royals to a grand total of 5 runs. The pitch. Breaking ball misses inside a ball. The Royals in 3 games have 5 runs on 14 hits. And the Royals have struck out 37 times. Now the 1-0. Slider wide. And that'll make it a 2-0 count. Indians pitching in 3 ball games has struck out 37 and walked 3. Now the 2-0 pitch. Slider just missed off the outside edge, 3-0. This is not a guy you want to walk. Phillips is not much of a hitter. This is a guy, if you're Oliver Perez, especially left on left, go right at him. This guy has to earn his way on. You don't want to face Whit Merrifield on deck. The pitch, a strike called, 3-1. Phillips may take 3-1. Now the 3-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded weakly to first. Santana has the play himself. Perez gets Phillips and have a 13-man bullpen. And we're going to see the 7th different pitcher today for Kansas City. This is right-hander Glenn Sparkman.
Also,
Richard
Lopez
Lovelady
at second base.
worked an inning,
Sparkman
gave up the
pitching.
home run. Well, they've cleared their bench because now Nicky Lopez has come in the game to play second.
Let's recap this.
Okay.
Phillips is now in right. Starling in the game in center.
So Glenn Sparkman
McBroom stays in the game in left. Sparkman
will
pitching.
take over here in the bottom of the
Hernandez
seventh.
pitching.
It's
Lopez
an
at
8-2
second
ball game. The Indians lead it. Big day for the Indians. Jose Ramirez. He's homered from each side of the plate for the 5th time in his career. Carlos Carrasco for the 25th time in his career, striking out 10 or more. And the Indians on their way to winning this opening series against Kansas City. Carlos Santana will lead it off for the Tribe. Switch hitter batting left-handed. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Hasn't had a hit this series. 0 for 8. Sparkman fastball curve slider change. Royals put 3 on the right side of the infield. Outfield deep and around toward right. And the first delivery
Starling will
is
bat
waved
first.
and fouled. Strike 1.
Hernandez will bat 4th. Lopez will bat 5th.
The Indians today, in addition to the 2 homers from
McBroom is in
Jose
the game
Ramirez,
batting 7th.
the Indians have really worked themselves into good hitters counts
Again, Starling batting 1st. Hernandez 4th. Lopez
as
5th.
the pitch is swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. And because of that, not only have the Indians scored 8 runs,
Lovelady, 1 inning, 1 hit,
but the Indians have
runner.
also
1 walk,
banged out
one
11
run,
hits.
1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run earned, a walk, and a homer.
Now the set. Sparkman's pitch to Santana. High, ball 1, 1-2. Legacy Roofing is Ohio's premier roofing service provider, and it's committed to providing Indians fans the best service possible. Whether you need a roof repair, full roof replacement, call 855-GOT-ROOF. Get a free estimate. Visit LegacyRoofingOH.com. Now the next offering, and it's again high, and the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sparkman, 20th round pick by the Royals 7 years ago. That pitch down low, and Santana, as he does so often, has taken the count from 0-2 to 3-2. White Sox in town here tomorrow night. They're hosting the Twins this weekend, and Minnesota is at it again. Second time this weekend, Twins have scored 10 runs. Now the set and pitch. Check swing, and Santana from an 0-2 count to a walk is second in this game. That'll bring up Greg Allen. His first at bat, he took over and left for Franmil Reyes. Reyes was 1 for 3, had a clutch 2-out RBI single in the first to put the Tribe up 1-0. Minnesota is blasting Chicago today, 10-0, and they're in the 4th inning. That's it. Reynaldo Lopez with a disastrous start. Gio Gonzalez came out of the bullpen, and he's been no better. Lucas Giolito got bombed on opening night for the White Sox. A lot of people feel that they're a real contender. We'll see. The pitch. Check swing. Did it glance off the bat? Evidently not. Ball 1 inside to Allen. Question for the White Sox, do they have enough pitching? Well, when you face the Twins, that may be a moot point. You may never have enough pitching to face that lineup. All they needed was Josh Donaldson. Now the 1-0. Allen swings and fouls it back into the sweets. And the count 1-1. Well, the good news for the Indians, the White Sox will have had to use some pitching this weekend. White Sox won yesterday and scored 10. But they've given up 10 on Friday, and they've given up 10 today. Now the 1-1. Target inside corner. The pitch. High. Ball 2-2-1. Boy, it's easy to become kind of the offseason favorite. The White Sox did a lot of good things, added a lot of really good players, but contending is a whole different animal. That's a quantum leap because they weren't even close to 500 or even the Indians or Twins a year ago. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and Allen pops it up. Third baseman Eric Mejia right by the bag, kicked the bag, made the catch in front of the bag, and Allen pops up for out number 1. That'll bring up Domingo Santana. 2 for 2, couple of singles, a walk, and an RBI.
The White Sox, they very well may end up being a really good team. I wonder, though, if the shortened season, with all the changes they've made and new players coming in, both from their organization and from outside, might have been nice to have a little bit longer season to get a chance to gel and go through some stretches where maybe you're not playing that great, but eventually get to a good spot.
Here's Domingo Santana. He looks at a pitch down low, a ball. Well, when you're 20 games under 500, it is tough in 1 year to go from that to a playoff team. We shall see. Obviously, just underway. Anything can happen, but it always sounds good in the offseason. Tougher to do. Now the 1-0 pitch to Santana. Swung on and roped into deep left field, and this ball is off the top of the 19-foot wall. Santana on his way to second with a sliding double, and the other Santana, Carlos, stops at third. So Domingo Santana, who quite honestly hasn't hit the ball very well in summer camp or in spring training in Goodyear, today has banged out 3 hits and has an RBI. And if that wall's 19 feet high or not 19 feet high, he's got a 2-run homer. So the Indians have runners at second and third, 1 down in the 7th. The Indians clobbering the Royals 8-2. And Bradley Zimmer, the batter. Infield back. Zimmer has struck out twice and been hit by a pitch. Daniel Johnson will run and stay in the game for Santana. Domingo, that is. Carlos stays at third. The pitch, down low, ball 1. So the Indians having some fun at the expense of the Royals here today, leading at 8-2 and a chance to pile on. The pitch. Zimmer flies one into medium deep left. McBroom is under it. Tagging at third and coming home is Carlos Santana. Throw to the plate. Head first slide, and he's safe. Aggressive base running, and Carlos Santana with a head first slide beat the throw and the tag, and it's 9-2 Indians. And give Bradley Zimmer his first RBI of the young season. Staying put at second was Daniel Johnson. That's very alert and aggressive base running by Carlos Santana. Here's Sandy Leon, the switch hitter, who will bat left-handed. 1 for 3 in his Indians debut with a single. So the Indians have now scored at least 1 run in 5 of the 7 innings. And that's always been the mantra of Terry Francona. You talk about scoring first being important, but Tito always maintains scoring next is more important. Now the set. The look back. The pitch to the plate. Swung on, smashed foul outside of first, strike 1. Indians got 2 in the first, but they also scored next. They never allowed Kansas City to gain any momentum. So the Indians scored first, but they scored next. And they just keep mounting rallies every inning, and it's been pretty deflating for Kansas City. Royals, a bullpen game today. They've used 7, and pretty much everybody has been banged around. The set and pitch, swung on, popped up. Third base side playable. Mejia foul ground, now near the stands, but has room. And Sandy Leon fouls out to the third baseman. 2 down. Daniel Johnson still at second. This will be the Indians' debut of Dominic Leone. The right-hander takes over in the 8th with the Indians up 9-2. Daniel Johnson now in right field, and Mike Freeman will take over at second base. So the Indians.
Kyle Zimmer up for the Royals.
Will now see Leone deliver to Whit Merrifield, and he pops it up foul, third base side and beyond the Indians' dugout. Strike one. Leone in his Indians debut after Oliver Perez had a 1-2-3 7th inning with 2 strikeouts. Carlos Carrasco, another brilliant effort. First start in the big leagues since May 30th of a year ago, and it was the old Carlos Carrasco, a guy that, don't forget, he was 4th in the Cy Young vote just 3 years ago. He looked like it today. The pitch. It swung on and missed. And the count 0-2. Carrasco went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs on 5 hits, struck out 10. Now Dominic Leone in his Indians debut. This guy's been around the block a bit. The pitch. It's waved at, and a strikeout of Whit Merrifield. And Merrifield, the 13th Royal to strike out today. Merrifield 1 for 4 with an RBI single. Adalberto Mondesi will bat left-handed, 1 for 3 with a double. Dominic Leone did not throw the ball very well in Goodyear, but the Indians talked to him during the break due to the pandemic, and he was a different pitcher when he came back and threw here in summer camp and won a spot in the club. The pitch, and it's up high, ball 1. Carl Willis said one of the things the Indians do so well, the front office and all of the folks involved with pitching in the Indians organization, looked at the numbers on Leone, the pitch, and it's swung on and a rocket to right, base hit. Moving toward the line, Daniel Johnson cuts it off. Mondesi with a 2-hit game. That'll bring up Jorge Soler. But the Indians told Dominic Leone that, hey, look, you've got that good fastball, almost 94, 95. You also have the good cutter, but that's all you're throwing. So everything's the same speed. So they have convinced him to throw more sliders, to just try and take the hitter off the fastball and the cutter and try to keep the hitter a little more off balance so he can't gear up for just hard stuff. Soler swings and misses. There's a good slider. And their charts and their analytics showed that Leone's fastball, cutter, and slider were all equal in effectiveness. The problem was Leone wasn't using the slider enough. Now the 1-strike pitch. And it's down and away, missed with the hard stuff, 1-1. Leone last year pitched in 40 games with St. Louis. Also spent part of the year in AAA. Had an ERA last year of 5.5. He has spent parts of 6 different years in the major leagues with 4 different teams prior to coming to Cleveland. Now the 1-1, down and away, 2-1. He has pitched with Seattle, Arizona, Toronto, and St. Louis. And his one-time college teammate is now behind him at second base. Dominic Leone and Mike Freeman were teammates at Clemson. Freeman now at second for Cesar Hernandez. 2-1 pitch, and it's down low, a slider, 3-1. Mondesi at first, not being held by Santana. But Dominic Leone could be a big-time addition to this Indians bullpen. He brings that veteran experience to a very young bullpen. The good bullpens are the deep bullpens, not just 1 or 2, 3 guys. The pitch down and away, missed badly, and Soler walks. So Mondesi to second, Soler to first, and that'll bring up the number 4 hitter. It's no longer Salvador Perez who left this game. This is Oscar Hernandez. They changed their order so much they didn't just do guys straight up, so you kind of wait and see who walks to home plate. Oscar Hernandez, right-handed hitting catcher. Salvador Perez caught all 3 games here. A little bit surprising. Now the set, the pitch, and it's up high, a cutter missing. So Leon having trouble throwing strikes. Indians with an 9-2 lead here in the 8th inning. Royals have been at first and second, 1 down. Outfield fairly deep, spread out. The pitch to Hernandez. And that drops in there, a strike, and the count 1-1. Hey, whether you're shipping from Cleveland or shipping through Cleveland, choose Global Transport. That's Northeast Ohio's preferred provider for transportation, logistics, and management. Now the 1-1 from Leon. And it's a called strike, 1-2. Well, we've talked about it in the 60-game schedule. Each game feels like 3. If you really wanted to break it down mathematically, each game is basically, in a regular season, worth 2.7 games. Now the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Good slider. Oscar Hernandez is strikeout victim number 2 for Dominic Leon. 2 down in the Kansas City 8th. So if the Indians win this game today, they basically start the year 5-3.
2.7? You did that math?
Yep. Alex Gordon, the batter, 0 for 3. 2 out, 2 on. 9-2 Indians. Royals batting in the 8th. Gordon, the left-handed hitter. Royals have struck out 14 more times today, 39 times in the series. Pitch outside a ball, and boy, that has to change, as Nicky Lopez, the batter, not Alex Gordon. Nicky Lopez took over at second base, but he's hitting in Gordon's spot, number 5. Now the set. Now the pitch, a swing and a weak fly ball into shallow left center. Allen and Zimmer there. Allen, the left fielder, retires Nicky Lopez. Good job by Dominic Leone. Struggled in
FM.
Kyle Zimmer is coming on to pitch for the Kansas City Royals. Shame of it is, Bradley Zimmer batted last inning, so we thought maybe we would have the first ever encounter of brothers in regards to the Zimmer family. They've never faced each other at any level in baseball, just in the backyard when they were little guys growing up. 9-2, the Indians clubbing the Royals here today in the 8th inning. Make a correction. Bubba Starling struck out to start the inning, not Whit Merrifield. This Kansas City lineup has turned into a game from Goodyear, the way the cards look now. So I think we finally have it straight. Let's give you the Royals defensively. They now have in the outfield McBroom in left, Starling in center, Phillips in right. On the infield, Franco at first, Lopez at second, Mondesi at short, Mejia at third, Hernandez catching. The pitcher, Kyle Zimmer, delivering, and it's up high, a ball to Yu Chang. Chang 1 for 2, a single and a walk. Kyle Zimmer, much like his brother Bradley, has really had to overcome a lot in his young career with injuries. When healthy, he can really throw. Zimmer's pitch, over but low, ball 2. Zimmer, mid-90s fastball, curve, changeup. Boy, at one time, it looked like he was going to be the next, you name it, Mark Gubicza, Brett Saberhagen, Steve Busby, any of the all-time greats for Kansas City. The pitch, a swing and a foul straight back, and the count 2-1. There are people that will tell you when they saw Frankie Lindor and Kyle Zimmer in the Arizona Fall League, they were out there at the same time. It was a flip of the coin which guy you would pick if you had one pick from all those great prospects that autumn in Arizona. The 2-1 swung on, yanked to deep left field. Down the line, it's hooking, and it is a foul ball. 2-2 the count. That's how good Zimmer's stuff is and was. That's what his potential was. But he just has every imaginable injury arm-wise that you can think of. He's no longer a starter. They're just hoping to salvage something career-wise out of the pen. The pitch. Chang swings and misses. He blew it by him at 95 miles an hour.
27, Cam Hill now warming the Cleveland bullpen.
Top of the order now.
Hill.
And for the Indians, this will be the first at bat for Mike Freeman, who took over for Cesar Hernandez. And you hope for any player that the one thing they can have is health to just see what they can do. I mean, Kyle Zimmer was the 5th pick in the entire draft of 2012. Now the set, now the pitch, swing and a foul at the plate. And that's how a team can get altered, Rosie. If he stays healthy and becomes what they thought, Kyle Zimmer's the ace, and Yordan Ventura is their number 2. And that young man tragically died in a car accident. And that changes an entire franchise. And the Royals are still trying to recover. The 0-1. Backdoor curve missed wide. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And even during their World Series years, a lot of their good starting pitching came from outside the organization. They've had a long stretch where they've struggled to develop their own. And this is one of the examples.
Now the 1-1. Freeman with a curveball strike, 1-2. Now Kyle Zimmer, in 6 years in the minor leagues, has only pitched in 85 games. Think of that. That's basically 14 games a year in the minors because he's been hurt so much. The pitch. Swung on a little looping liner back up the middle into center field. A base hit, up by Mondesi. And so Mike Freeman has a base hit in his first at bat. And the Indians have banged out 13 and lead 9-2 in the 8th. Jose Ramirez, what a day. He has blasted home runs from each side of the plate. Left-handed, he had a 3-run homer to right in the 4th. Right-handed, he had a solo homer off the foul pole in left in the 6th. He's also singled, reached on an error. So officially, Jose Ramirez, 3 for 4, 4 RBIs, 4 runs scored. He'll bat left-handed. Freeman not held at first by Franco. Tribe up 7 here in the 8th. 1 out, 1 on. The pitch, and it's in there, a strike. Zimmer's injuries have included the lat, that side injury that has been so tough for guys. Shoulder injuries. He had the thoracic outlet syndrome surgery for circulation. It's been a long, tough road for Kyle Zimmer. The pitch, and he went curve away and missed 1-1, and it was so bad for him that the Royals actually waived him 2 years ago at the end of spring training. Nobody claimed him. The Royals re-signed him a week later, even though they knew he wouldn't pitch that whole year. Now the 1-1, and it's in the dirt, ball 2, 2-1. And so after they re-signed him in April of 2018, he went to Seattle and he spent 6 months at Driveline, and we know all about that with Trevor Bauer, and tried to work on all of that for his mechanics, arm strength, you name it. Give the young man credit, boy. He keeps battling to come back. 9-2 Indians. The pitch swung on, floated foul third base side. 2-2 the count.
A lot made of his brother being with the Indians, Bradley, and they both have had their injury issues, more so Bradley of late, but Kyle was saying the other day that was someone he could lean on during those injury times. He said initially Brad would tell him, hey, come on, get out there. You'll be all right. And now he says Bradley kind of sees what it takes to get back on the field when you've had injuries. It's not easy.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, yanked foul down the right side, still 2-2. Well, and you're also always dealing with, there's always a certain segment that are in the background whispering, is he really hurt? Or is he just not tough?
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, it's tough enough being hurt. These guys all want to play.
I'm thinking if you have surgery, that would be really hurt, usually.
Now the 2-2. Down low, full count.
Now, what dedication to go through rehab for a full season up in Seattle and be away from the game, just focusing on your body. And he sounded very similar to Brad, that he feels great now. He can actually work on pitching things like mechanics and not worry about how he's feeling.
Indians up 9-2. Runner on, 1 out in the 8th. Zimmer's ready. Here's the pitch. Ramirez tapping it foul to the right. 3-2 the count, and boy, is Jose Ramirez locked in just like that. In one day, he gets locked in. Jose Ramirez, 5th time in his career, homering from each side of the plate in the same game. Outfield deep, a bit toward right. Mid-80s, sunny Sunday afternoon with a light breeze toward right. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase something up and out of the zone. And Zimmer gets Jose Ramirez. Second strikeout. Second out in the 8th. And here's Frankie Lindor. Lindor 1 for 4. He had an RBI double back in the 3rd. The Indians have never trailed today. Scored twice in the 1st on back-to-back 2-out RBI singles by Franmil Reyes and Domingo Santana. Indians made it 4-0 in the 3rd. 1 run scored on an outfield error. The other scored when Frankie Lindor shot a double inside the bag at 3rd and down the left field line. The pitch, in there, a strike. Then Jose Ramirez opened it up in the 4th with a 3-run bomb to right. Ramirez had a solo homer off the foul pole and left in the 6th. And Bradley Zimmer with a sac fly in the 7th. 9-2 Indians. The pitch. Lindor waves at it. Off speed, 0-2. Meanwhile, Carlos Carrasco, 25th time in his career, striking out 10 or more, as he struck out 10 in 6 dominant innings, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. Freeman not going anywhere at first, not held, but the Indians up 7. You don't run now. The 0-2 to Lindor. In the dirt, kicks away from Hernandez, and the wild pitch enables Freeman to go to second. Boy, the Royals have had 2 wild pitches in this ball game, and they had 2 wild pitches in yesterday's game. It's a lot of wild pitches. So Freeman now at second with 2 down in the 8th, and the Indians up 9-2. Lindor just kind of trying to calm himself down a little bit, so he steps out. He's just been over swinging, trying to do too much. Now the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Lindor's out looking, and Zimmer strikes out the side, along with giving up a major league debut of the hard-throwing right-hander Cam Hill. He'll take over the 9th for the Indians. Tribe on top 9-2. Yu Chang will move from 3rd to short, and Christian Arroyo now in the game to play 3rd base. Cam Hill throws hard. Fastball in the mid-90s, curveball, slider. He used to throw a split finger, but not anymore. And this guy surprised a lot of people, winning a spot during the summer camp. He simply pitched his way onto this ball club. He outpitched several veterans, and that's why he's here. First ball swinging, grounding it into the hole in shallow left, backhanded by Chang. Gets up in a one-hop throw to first to get Franco. Yu Chang. looking like Frankie Lindor on a shot on the ground in the hole at short, went into shallow left with that knee sliding stop and quick pop-up and one-hop throw to first to rob Franco of a hit. And Yu Chang with a beauty of a play defensively for out number 1 here in the 9th. Here's Ryan McBroom, his second at bat, struck out his only time up. Cam Hill is another graduate of the Tommy John Reconstructive Elbow Surgery University. He takes up high a ball. Cam Hill overcoming the Tommy John surgery. He had surgery in July of 2018. Healthy now and throwing well. That pitch, a breaking ball and a dandy. 1-1 the count. Last year he was coming back from Tommy John, so the Indians really monitored his workload. He only appeared in 28 games in the minors, most in Columbus. The pitch, swung on, hit pretty well to the left of center. Drifting back, Bradley Zimmer in front of the track now in left center. And McBroom is out number 2. And the Royals are down to their last out with the Indians up 9-2 in the 9th. Cam Hill was a 17th round pick by the Indians 6 years ago. He pitched in junior college where the Indians saw him and drafted him. He's been a closer in the minor leagues, and they think that he can really help this club. And nice way to get your major league debut and get your feet wet with this kind of a lead. First pitch strike to Eric Mejia, who has struck out all 3 times today. 2 down in the Royal 9th. Tribe up 7. Hill's pitch, swing and a miss, breaking ball that almost hit Mejia in the back foot. 0-2 the count. Well, the Indians are counting on some youth in that bullpen this year. Cam Hill and James Karinchak, to name a pair. Karinchak was dominant yesterday. Hill works from the stretch, third base side of the rubber. The lanky right-hander's pitch, swung on, ripped foul off the screen in front of the Royals' first base dugout. Still an 0-2 count. Cam Hill, 6'1", 200 pounds. I mean, he was in AAA briefly in his 3rd pro year. So he's been on the Indians' radar. The 0-2 pitch, high and wide, 1-2. Cam Hill is in his 7th pro season, but again, when you have Tommy John surgery, that wiped out much of 2018 and a significant portion of last year. Now the 1-2 delivery. Way outside, a high slider. Ball 2, strike 2. White Sox in town tomorrow night. Aaron Savali, boy, it's going to be fun to watch him. He's throwing the ball as well as anybody. Dylan Cease for the Sox will have it for you at 7:10. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ball game. Cam Hill gets his first major league strikeout, and he has a 1-2-3 9th inning. And the Indians dominate the Royals to win the rubber match by a final score of 9-2.